Man, you know you him, bro. You can't fully explain it yet, but you know something in you is changing. You're not who you used to be, and you can't go back to that version of yourself, even if you tried. There comes a point in a man's life where evolution is no longer optional, but it's necessary. Life moves in levels, and every level requires a different version of you. The problem is, most people try to take their old mindset into a new season. They try to solve bigger problems with smaller thinking. They try to step into new rooms with old habits, and that's why they feel stuck. But when you realize you're him, you realize something different. You start to understand that what was working there isn't gonna work here. That's not punishment, that's promotion. Growth rarely feels comfortable. It feels like pressure, it feels like isolation, and it also feels like outgrowing the rooms you once prayed to be in. And sometimes some relationships start shifting. Conversations don't hit the same. You don't laugh at the same things. You just don't chase the same distractions anymore. And it can feel lonely because elevation requires separation. It's like the rocket ship. But a separation isn't rejection, it's redirection. There are seasons that God will allow pressure to build around you, not to break you, but to build your capacity. Because the next level of your life requires a stronger mind. And that's where most men miss it. They try to change their environment before they change their mindset. Your mindset determines how you handle pressure. Your mindset also determines whether you quit or you adapt. And also, it determines whether you shrink or expand. Your habits come from your patterns, and your outcomes come from your habits. It all works together. It all starts within the mind. So if you don't like your outcomes, start with your actions. Scripture says that what we do flows from within us. Our actions are just a reflection of what's in our hearts and our minds. That's why guarding your mind isn't optional no more. It's essential. Because once your thinking upgrades, your decision upgrades too. So real transformation doesn't start loud. It starts internal. It starts when one day you wake up and you realize you can't keep operating like the old you. You can't keep procrastinating. You can't keep blaming. And you can't keep entertaining distractions that cost you your destiny. Because we're not about to do that in 2026, 2027, 2028, 2030, beyond. We're not about to do that. And here's the real shift when you realize you're him. You stop waiting for permission and you stop looking for validation. You stop explaining your ambition to people who are comfortable where they're at. You just move differently, more intentional, more disciplined, and more selective. Yeah, not because you're better than the next person. Not because you're better than him, not because you're better than her, no. But it's because you understand what's at stake. You can't keep chasing the distractions that cost you your destiny. We're not doing that. There's a call on your life, responsibility tied to your name, and an impact connected to your obedience. And that version of you that's required to carry that weight is not the version that complains and sits around and gets distracted and loses sight and stays on the ground. Nah, not that person. It's the version that builds. It's the version that says, well, if I'm being pushed, then it just means I'm being prepared. So if you feel the shift, if your circle feels smaller, if your vision feels bigger, if your old habits feel heavy, don't panic, because you're not losing yourself. You're actually meeting yourself. The higher, more disciplined, and more focused version. The man who doesn't just talk about potential, but he lives up to it. And when that realization hits you, you don't gotta announce it. You don't gotta post about it. You just simply become. And that's the moment that you realize you're really him.